Hi everyone, so today I'm finally going to do a tutorial on how to apply Younique's 3D Fiber Lash Mascara. Comes in this beautiful little case here, and you get the two tubes. You get the transplanting gel and the 3D fibers. As you can see, I've already done one eye. and I've already got my base on, which today I've used the BB Flawless in Bisque and the Mineral Touch Powder in Velour. That's what I like to use. So I've, as well as the lashes on my left eye, I've also got a couple of different pigments on there today as well. So I will show you how I've applied them so you can achieve this look. I have Confident and Sexy. So these are just the little sample pots. But it's like a goldeny shimmer kind of colour, and then a more lighter colour, silvery, peachy kind of colour, I guess. And I've also lined the top of this eye with Devious, which is the black one. So I've already got my base on, which I said before. Now what I'm going to do is get some Confident. And with these pigments, they're quite concentrated, so you don't really need a lot at all. So I just get a tiny bit on, I just tip some in my lid, get a tiny bit on the end of my brush, tap it off because we don't want to waste much of it. I mean, it does go a long way, so you don't really need to worry too much about wastage, but it's always good to get any excess off so it doesn't go flying around. Okay, so with the Confident, you basically just want to have it on your brow bone, that's your brow bone. Yeah, on your bone up here. So the easiest way to apply is just by tapping it on, following the bone, making sure that it's just spreading it out nice and evenly. And I like to come a little bit into the eye, and then once you've done it later, you can sort of smudge it out a bit when you're adding your Sexy on. So we're just building up the colour gradually by tapping it on rather than sweeping it on, because it just gives a better coverage, I think. And just smudge it out a little bit so you don't have a defined line at the edge. Okay, next we're going to get our Sexy on. So I'm just going to tap a little bit more into the lid. See, again, I've really got very minimal in here, and you'll get a great coverage just from that small amount. The other good thing about the mineral pigments is that you can apply them with a wet brush, or you can wet your brush afterwards, and it gives a more intense colour as well. And with these, they do last all day, so you don't have to worry about losing your colour or the vibrancy of it, because it is a lasting product. So that's a good thing about it. Now I've got a little bit of the Sexy on my brush, so I'm just going to sweep that across the lid, making sure you get into the corner. So to begin with, I kind of do a sweeping, and I also come back on it as well. And then I'll actually get a little bit more just to help with the vibrancy of it. And just do the tapping like we did before. The pressing on. Now I do have, with one of Younique's eye brushes, They've got an applicator on one end, and then they've got a liner brush on the other end, which is fantastic. I love, 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 love using their pigments as liner. I've never really used a liner brush before, but I find this 10 times better than using a pencil, but that's just personal preference. Recently, Younique did bring out liners, pencil liners, both for lips and eyes. So if you are more inclined to use a pencil, we can certainly provide you with one. And they come in a huge range of colours, so you don't have to worry about just being boring with black or brown or just general everyday colours on your eyes. You can use lots of different colours. And that's the good thing about the pigments as well. You can use a myriad of pigments to line your eyes with as well. So I've actually got a little bit of Devious, I should say, already on the brush, and I've actually wet it a little bit, and it gives a much more defined line, I guess. But you can use it as a dry liner as well, and it comes out just as well. But I find it goes a little bit further if you've got it wet. So it's just a matter of and the good thing about this is because it's an angled brush, when you get to the corner, you turn it around and you end up with a nice good line in the corner as well. Now it's time for the fabulous 3D Moodstruck Fiber Magic. Okay, so the best way to apply, it does come with instructions for your 3D Moodstruck Fiber Lashes. I don't worry about them. I did look at them when I first got them, but you kind of get a feel for how it works for you. So it's best to have a little play and get comfortable with it, I guess. So the best thing to do is actually open both tubes at the same time, because what you're doing is you're applying the transplanting gel, which is a lot like everyday mascara, and it creates a wet sort of stickiness, something for the 3D fibers to actually stick to. So whilst it's still wet, you then apply your fibers, and then you apply another coat of the transplanting gel to make it set. So I've already done my left eye because that's my little bit of a tricky eye. So hopefully my right eye is going to look just as good. So as you can see, it's just like a normal mascara wand with normal mascara on it. Excuse my mascara face if I pull it, you know, the whole... so you just pop it on. Some people like to apply 2 coats of this before putting their fibers on. It's not necessary, but if you do, I tend to, on occasion I will do it that way. And when I do, I tend to try and let it dry a tiny bit between applications. Okay, so that's the transplanting gel, and so you pop it back in your tube and you get your fibers out, and they are just tiny little hair-like fibers on a normal mascara wand as well. Fix that bit later. Now the trick with this is you can get them in your eye, so the best thing to do is sort of start halfway up your lashes, not at the base, because that's when you get them in your eye and you're like, oh. So yeah, you try and start midway up. And again, you can apply as many fibers as you want, but in between each application of fibers, it's best to put transplanting gel again, to ensure that they stick and that you get the nice even coverage that we're looking for. We don't want clumpy lashes, do we, girls? Or guys, for that matter, if you need them. I tend to just sort of turn my brush a bit as well as I'm applying them to make sure I'm getting them all off the brush, I guess. Then your transplanting gel again. I know I have quite long eyelashes to begin with, but I find that this just, it really does. It makes them so much longer, and it really does look like you've got spectacular eyelashes. And personally for me, I know everybody has features about themselves that they like and that they don't like. One of the features that I like about myself is my eyes. And there we go. It's as simple as that. I like to use a cotton bud and sometimes cotton wool ball just to scoop up any loose fibers. You kind of get them above as well sometimes. So, but that's it. Simple. I tend to, for everyday wear, only sort of put them on the top. But if I'm going for a more dramatic look, going out, doing something spectacular, I put them on the bottom as well. For me, that's enough, putting them on the top. But I know lots of people who actually put them on the bottom. So this is what they look like. I hope you found this helpful. And if you are interested, you can check out my Facebook page or my Younique website, which is youniqueproducts.com/Megan Freena. Thanks for watching.